Hello everyone, welcome to day 12 of your Python learning journey at Mana Software Patashala. This is Manadeep. Today we are going to explore how to make your programs more reliable and user friendly by handling errors in a smarter way. Instead of letting your app crashes when something goes wrong, we will teach it to stay calm and guide with the user friendly messages. Let's learn to write code that's not just smart but also safe. This is the question which I have asked in a previous session. The answer for that is today is all about making your Python program smarter and stronger. We will learn how to handle errors when something goes wrong, like when a user types wrong input. With try accepted finally, you can stop your programs from crashing and show friendly messages. You will also learn how to catch different kinds of errors, display your own custom messages, and even create your rules using tries keyword. These skills will help your programs handle real world situations like a pro. Let's dive in. First, let's discuss about try accept and finally block with an example. Imagine you are building an ATM software. A customer tries to withdraw money, but sometimes they might enter wrong input. Regardless of what happens, the machine must always display thank you for using ATM. This program simulates a simple ATM withdrawal system. It starts by asking the user to enter the amount they want to withdraw. This input function, it takes the response as a string and it converts that to a number. If the user enters something invalid value like a letters or a symbols instead of a number, Python will raise a value error. That's where except blocks comes in. It catches the error and shows a friendly message like invalid input, please enter a number. Finally, whether the user input was correct or wrong, the finally block gonna execute and prints thank you for using the ATM. In short, this code shows how to keep your program running smoothly even when user makes mistakes. Let's try to execute this program in order to understand in much better way. After executing, it gonna ask for the user input. Let's enter an invalid value. So if we enter an invalid value, it gonna display invalid input. Please enter a number along with thank you for using the ATM. Now let's provide a valid input. So after providing a valid input of 500, it gonna display withdrawal of 500 is successful along with thank you for using the ATM. Next, let's look into handling multiple exceptions with an example. Consider a user is filling an online age form. If they enter something that's not a number or a negative age, your program should handle both the cases. This code asks the user to enter their age. It tries to convert the input into a number using int function. If the number is successfully entered but the value is less than 0, then this program uses trace manually and throws a value error with a message age can't be negative. That means even though the input is a number, it still checks if the value makes sense. There is also a second exception block to catch any other unexpected errors, just in case. If everything goes well, it simply prints the user's age. Let's try to run this example in order to understand in much better way. After executing this program, it asks for an input. Let's enter a negative value. In case of a negative value, it's gonna display value error that age can't be negative. Let's enter a invalid input. In case of an invalid input, it gonna throw value error with invalid literal for a int method. Let's enter a valid input. So in case of an valid input, it gonna print a message your age is 34. Next, let's look into custom error messages with an example. Consider you are creating a sign up page. The password should be at least 6 characters. If not, you want to raise a custom error message. This code asks the user to enter a password. If the password is less than 6 characters, it gonna raise a value error. The message password is too short, must be at least 6 characters. Next, the accept block. It catches the error and shows the message to the user if the password is long or invalid. In case if the password is correct, then it gonna print password is accepted. Let's try to execute this program in order to understand in much better way. After executing this program, it gonna ask for the password as an input. Let's try to enter a password with less than 6 characters. So if it's a less than 6 characters, it gonna throw an error message with that password is too short, must be at least 6 characters. Next, If we enter a correct password of at least 6 characters, then it gonna accept. Next, let's look into raise keyword with an example. Consider a scenario. In a loan application system, a user must be 21 years or older. If not, raise a customer error message. This code checks if the person is eligible for loan or not. It first asks for the user's age as an input, and then it converts that to an integer. Later, if age is less than 21, we gonna raise a custom exception with a message not eligible for a loan, must be at least 21 years old. If age is 21 or above, it prints eligible for a loan application. Let's try to execute this program in order to understand in much better way. After executing this program, it gonna ask age as an input. Let's try to provide less than 21. So if it is less than 21, then it gonna throw an error message that not eligible for a loan, must be at least 21 years old. Let's enter some other number greater than 21. So if it is greater than 21, it gonna print eligible for loan application. In order to make this session interactive, I have a question for you. Drop your answers in the comment section. Please like, share and subscribe to మన software Patashala and stay tuned for more such updates.